It was a sorrowful moment for the world when they heard that American actress Raquel Welch, a Golden Globe-winning actress and a model, passed away at 82. Her manager confirmed her death and said she died peacefully after a brief illness on February 15, 2023. In the 1960s, Raquel Welch was viewed as an international sex icon. Because of her portrayal and attire in the 1966 movie 1 Million Years B.C., she was declared the sex symbol. She donned a deerskin bikini for the film 1 Million Years B.C. in 1966. Though she had only a few lines in that film, her wardrobe in the movie made her performance memorable. She paved the way for modern-day action heroines in Hollywood films. Jo Raquel Tejada, the first child of Bolivian Armando Carlos Tejada Urquizo and English-born Josephine Sarah Hall, was born in Chicago, Illinois on September 5, 1940. Raquel Welch's parents were both English and Bolivian-born. Bolivia's La Paz was the home of her father, an aviation engineer. Welch has a younger sister, Gail Tejada, and a younger brother, James Tejada. Welch graduated with honors from high school in 1958. She sought an acting career and school sweetheart, James Welch, on May 8, 1959, and with him, she had two children, Damien Welch and LaTon Tanya Welch. Despite their separation and divorce in 1964, she continued in 1967. Her second husband was producer Patrick Curtis, with whom she got divorced in 1972. Again, she married Andre Weinfeld from 1980 to 1990. After failing 3 marriages, Raquel, even as a little child, Welch wanted to perform. She studied dance as a young girl and won Miss La Jolla and Miss San Diego titles, among other teen beauty competitions. At the age of 7, she started studying ballet. But later, when the instructor told her that she didn't have a good body physique to perform in it and didn't find any future, she quit at 17. She had already won beauty titles as Miss Photogenic and Miss Contour at the early age of 14. At the San Diego County Fair, while she was at La Jolla High School student, she won the Miss San Diego and Miss La Jolla titles and the Fairest of the Fair prize. Ultimately, these previous beauty pageants resulted in the Maid of California state title. While completing her education, her parents got divorced. She had won several teen beauty pageants and modeled for the Neiman Marcus clothing store. During that time, she worked as a weather forecaster and later as a cocktail waitress. The musical Roustabout, featuring Elvis Presley, gave her a great start in 1964, and she also appeared in cameos in A House Is Not a Home. She was in the industry for nearly 5 decades, and in her entire career, she appeared in more than 30 movies and 50 TV shows. A Swinging Summer was their first featured role of Welch. The same year, her photo in Life magazine also gained some attention, including from the wife of producer Saul David, who recommended her for a contract with 20th Century Fox. The contract was not exclusive for 7 years for 5 pictures over the next 5 years. The studio cast her in her first big break in Fantastic Voyage, playing a medical team member that shrunk down and injected into an injured diplomat to save his life. The studio loaned her contract to Hammer Studios in the UK to produce 1 Million Years B.C. That role in the notoriously skimpy outfit, the New York Times hailed Welch's performance as a marvelous breathing monument to womankind. She became a global sex legend after a best-selling poster of her deerskin bikini from the film was released. She had just 3 lines in the entire film, but her image as Luana in a prehistoric deerskin bikini brought her into the limelight. She became a significant pinup girl of the era thanks to promotional photos of her wearing a revealing 2-piece deerskin bikini. After that, she became one of the most famous actresses in Hollywood, and she started with several big and small screens. Following this, Welch played several influential female roles that broke the mold of her conventional sex symbol. She created a distinctive screen persona that helped establish her as an icon of the 1960s and 1970s. One of the factors that led to the end of Hollywood's aggressive promotion of the blonde bombshell was her stardom. Some of the famous films in which she acted include Fantastic Vogue in 1966, 1 Million Years B.C. in 1966, and Bedazzled in 1967, Bandolero 1968, 100 Rifles 1969, Myra Breckinridge 1970, Hannie Caulder 1971. With her performances in Lady in Cement, a Frank Sinatra movie, and 100 Rifles, a Jim Brown movie, Welch became a global star in the late 1960s and early 1970s. Moreover, she appeared in the 1970 movie Myra Breckinridge as a transsexual heroine in a contentious role. Later in her career, Welch made several cameos in television and film, including Legally Blonde, CSI Miami, House of Versace, 8 Simple Rules, and more. Apart from acting in films, she was also a part of several television shows. From 1964 to 2017, Raquel Welch had a lot of TV appearances, and in the early 1980s, she was on Broadway, starring on the New York stage in Woman of the Year alongside Lauren Bacall. Welch had received many accolades. The Three Musketeers was the movie in which Welch won the 1974 Golden Globe for Best Motion Picture Actress in a Musical Comedy. In addition, she was nominated for a Golden Globe for work in the television drama Right to Die in 1987. She was honored with a star number 7021 on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1994 in Hollywood Boulevard. As a result of her career's favorable promotion of Americans of Latin ancestry, she received the Imagine Foundation Lifetime Achievement Award. The Walter Reed Theater hosted a unique retrospective of Welch's works in 2012 as a result of the Film Society of Lincoln Center. On their list of the 100 hottest stars of the 20th century, Playboy magazine placed Welch number 3 in 1995. Though Welch's image in the movies was a sex symbol, her real life differed. She once said, "What I do on the screen is not to be equated with what I do in my private life. Privately, I am understated and dislike any hoopla." She also admitted, "I was not brought up as a sex symbol, nor is it in my nature to be one. That I became one is probably the loveliest, most glamorous and fortunate misunderstanding." Hugh Hefner cited Raquel Welch as one of the few remaining examples of traditional sex symbols which did not strip off. Welch had posed for Playboy magazine, but she has not done a fully nude shoot. During her career of 5 decades, she has never taken all her clothes off on screen or posed naked, saying this was how she was brought up. She was selected as the newest face of the MAC Cosmetics Beauty Icon series in January 2007. She has also written books related to fitness and health. The American actress and model Raquel Welch passed away on February 15, 2023, and her manager acknowledged her passing the following day, claiming that she had a short illness before her passing. Welch's representative, Steve Sauer, said, "Raquel Welch, the legendary bombshell actress of film, television, and stage, passed away peacefully early this morning after a brief illness." The 82-year-old actress burst into Hollywood in her initial roles in 1 Million B.C. and Fantastic Voyage. Many celebrities paid tribute to Raquel Welch. Actress Reese Witherspoon was among those who paid tribute. She wrote on Twitter that she loved working with Welch on Legally Blonde. Witherspoon tweeted that she was elegant, professional, and glamorous beyond belief and simply stunning. "You were ageless to me, iconic," wrote actress and producer Viola Davis on a video of her and Cher performing I'm a Woman in 1975. The Disney series tweeted that they will never forget their friend Raquel Welch, one of their favorite guests on The Muppet Show. On the TV show Sabrina the Teenage Witch, actor Paul Feig claimed that they had a great time working together and had lost a true friend. She leaves behind a daughter, Latanya Welch, an actress, and a son named Damon Welch. Welch, who was once considered everyone's fantasy, spent her final years at home in Beverly Hills, living contentedly alone. She was too set in her ways. She liked to do what she wanted, enjoyed being like her, made a good living, and was happy. Raquel Welch's death was a great loss to movie lovers in Hollywood. Her success in Hollywood was due partly to talent, partly to her constant hard work, but primarily to hit the genetic jackpot. Although she turned in several respectable performances as a scientist assistant in Fantastic Voyage in 1966, as Lillian Lust in Bedazzled in 1967, and as a transgender revolutionary in Myra Breckinridge in 1970, it was her strikingly photogenic features and voluptuous figure that took her to international stardom.